All right, thank you, Sierra. Oh, we hear the breeze out there this morning. It is 6:05 as we're seeing more courthouses start to reopen. District attorneys' offices are having a really difficult time financially dealing with coronavirus. They're now asking the state legislature for $8 million just to keep them from closing.
Joining us right now via Zoom is Limestone County District Attorney Brian Jones. Brian, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Nice bow tie, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You bet. Hey, before we talk about what's happening at the Capitol, a good portion of that money for you folks to operate comes from the court system, which has been shut down. So how are you actually able to continue to do your job?
Well, what we've got is, even though the physical building is closed, the district attorney's office, the circuit clerk, and the judges have been working remotely and alternating days in the courthouse. Even though the fact that we're working, we're still seeing a decline in revenue. We have gone digital. So most of us can work from home the days that we need to be in the building, we're in the building. But unfortunately, the district attorneys in Alabama are the only state agency that only receive 30% of their funding from the state. The remaining 70% has to be generated through court cost recovery, restitution recovery, bad checks. And so when the building is actually closed, even though people can still mail it in or drop it in the drop box, we've seen about a $70,000 drop in income in March and April. In my office alone, we have to generate over $32,000 a month to stay open.
Wow. You're talking about working remotely and using video conferences, teleconferences. What types of cases are you able to handle there during this time?
Well, what we did about a year and a half ago, we went digital. And so all our files are electronic. We can access them from home. We can access them in the courtroom. And so what we've been doing is we've been doing video pleas, to where the paperwork is being emailed back and forth between the parties. Depending on whether the defendant is free world or in jail, they can Zoom into the plea. We had 3 Zoom hearings yesterday. And so we're doing everything we can to keep the system running. One, for the backlog, but 2, we want the victims to understand in Limestone County that we're working hard. We want your case to come to court. I'm looking forward to when the courts open up back again, because we're looking at our schedule. We have a lot of murder cases. We have a lot of capital murder cases that need to be tried. And so we're trying to keep the system moving. But this budget shortfall is going to really hurt us on the 31st if it doesn't pass.
Limestone County District Attorney Brian Jones joining us right now. And Brian, we understand that physically some things are actually happening right now. You're building something to help protect people as you're getting ready, or the courthouse will be getting ready to open up, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
What we're doing is we're installing shields in our office to protect our staff from the general public that comes in. Likewise, in the clerk and courthouse security. We're also rerouting the way people are going to come in and out of the courthouse to avoid congregating large crowds in the common areas.
I want to get back to what's happening now at the state. You're asking lawmakers for $8 million. How are you expecting that money to be used?
Well, we're very thankful that last night the Senate approved a special fund for us. It goes to the House. The appropriation goes to the House today. We're hopeful that that goes through, because if it does not pass, basically the district attorney's offices will start closing around the 31st of May.
And what about like jury summons, those kinds of things? We understand that's postponed?
Yes, the Supreme Court issued an order that there are no jury summons to go out until July the 1st. And so from a planning standpoint for us, that means basically there will not be any jury trials or grand juries probably until the end of July, August, or September.
Okay. One quick question, Brian, too. There seems to be like this quarantine fatigue taking place out there, and you might have some people taking liberties, if you will, to open up their businesses ahead of time and so on. Are you folks seeing that on your radar out there, and would that be something that you would prosecute?
Well, under the statute right now, we're looking at it at a case-by-case basis. I'm very thankful that in Limestone County that we're not seeing that. There are some places in the state where they're having some trouble, but I'm very thankful for the citizens in my community that they realize how serious this is, that everybody is very conscious of their health and the health of their other fellow citizens.
Well, we definitely appreciate your time coming on the program bright and early this morning. Limestone County District Attorney Brian Jones, thanks for taking the time, sir.
Have a good day.
You too.
It is 6:09 right now on your Wednesday morning.